Hello students, I welcome you in the ITLS Academy and the special program for the students of 12th class which are preparing for board exam and also for the NEET exam. Your dream is a doctor. You should follow these notes. You will get 100% success when you follow these videos. Today our topic is the first chapter, reproduction in organism. Actually, reproduction is a vital process without which species cannot survive for long. Each individual leaves its progeny by asexual or sexual means. Sexual mode of reproduction enables creation of new variant so that survival advantage is enhanced. To know that environment is continuously changing, so which species will adapt in this changing environment will survive. The next important thing is the lifespan. You are seeing here a seed first germinates, then its vegetative phase in which it forms their root, stem and leaves, then it flowers which is called reproductive stage, and then it forms fruit and seed set for the next cycle. So this is the lifespan of a plant. There is the lifespan of a animal. When it birth, they live and then die. So the period from birth to the natural death of an organism represents its lifespan. No one individual is immortal except single cellular organism which reproduce by binary fission. We will see in the next section. Reproduction is a process in which an organism gives rise to young ones similar to itself. It is most important. So a life cycle has birth, growth and death. Reproduction enables the continuity of the species generation after generation. This is most important question. What reproduction do? So reproduction enables the continuity of the species generation after generation. The organism habitat, internal physiology and several other factors collectively responsible for how it's reproduced. Means most of the lower plants, they reproduce asexually by forming zoospores when conditions are favorable, there is sufficient water, and they follow sexual reproduction when the conditions are unfavorable for them. When two parents are involved, this is called sexual reproduction. When single parent is involved, it is called asexual reproduction. Here you see the lifespan of different organisms. Housefly lives for 1 to 4 months. Elephant survive for 70 to 90 years. Dog 16 to 18 years. Jellyfish for 1 year. Ostrich for 50 years. Leech for 20 years. Horse for 30 to 40 years. Rat for 2 to 3 years. Man has 60 years to 80 years lifespan. Squirrel has 6 to 8 years lifespan. Tortoise have great 100 to 150 years lifespan. Butterfly for 1 to 2 weeks. Crocodile for 60 years. And parrot for 150 years. So, when you see the clear-cut differentiation between asexual and sexual reproduction, the first difference is that in asexual reproduction, you need only single parent. But in sexual reproduction, you need two parents. One male, one female, and the difference in the lower plants. Offsprings are clone of parents. This is most important question. The exact copy of anything is known as clones. So, the offsprings producing during asexual reproduction are similar to their parents and their relatives, they are similar at morphologically and genetically, so they are called clones. While sexual reproduction, they form offsprings by fusion of egg and sperms. There is no fusion of egg and sperm in the asexual reproduction. Zygote is formed in the sexual reproduction, while zygote is not formed in the asexual reproduction. There is no genetic diversity in the asexual reproduction, but there is increased genetic diversity or variation in the sexual reproduction, which becomes the basis for the adaptation for changing environment and the evolution. So these are the difference between asexual and sexual reproduction. When we see the different methods of asexual reproduction, they involve binary fission, they involve budding, they involve zoospore formation, they involve conidia, they involve fragmentation, they involve gemmules, they involve sporulation. There are different methods in different organisms. In protists like amoeba, paramecium, and in monera like in bacteria, the binary fission is the method of reproduction, and it is also the method of growth. So there is a chance of question in protista and in monera, means in amoeba, paramecium and bacteria, cell division is itself a mode of reproduction, in which a cell divides into two equal halves, nucleus goes into mitosis, and each cell gains its nucleus and then finally two daughter cells at the end. Yeast also divide by unequal division and form a small cell which is known as bud. After separation from the parent plant, they get detached and form new thallus of yeast. Rhizopus and mucor produced by sporulation, which are produced in sporangia. Spirogyra produced by fragmentation, in which each fragment form a new thallus. Chlamydomonas is a well-known alga, which is motile alga. It forms 4 to 8 or 16 motile zoospores, which are thin-walled and have flagella to form the motile structure. So this is the method of asexual reproduction in the Chlamydomonas. There is also the budding in the Hydra. The difference between buds of yeast and Hydra is that in yeast, bud is unicellular, but is in Hydra, it is. There is formation of conidia exogenously in a chain in the penicillium, which is well-known fungus which produce the penicillin antibiotic. There is gemmule formation in the sponges, the group, the kingdom Porifera, phylum Porifera. There are many questions arises the formation of zoospores and conidia. The zoospores are produced endogenously while conidia are produced exogenously. There are some for asking that the right difference between zoospores and zygote. Zoospores are motile structure, zygote is the non-motile structure. Zoospore formed during asexual reproduction, zygote is formed during sexual reproduction. Zoospores have thin walled while zygote have the thick wall. There are many differences. Now we see the vegetative propagation in higher plants. We know that in a plant there are two phases, that is the vegetative phase before flowering, and after flowering they show the reproductive phase. So runner, rhizome, sucker, tuber, offset and bulbs are called vegetative propagules because they are vegetative parts of the plant and they are responsible for the reproduction. This is a type of method of asexual reproduction. You are seeing here the eyes in the potato is the rhizome of ginger, agave. which have bulbil. These are leaf birds of Bryophyllum, which are at the margins. And this is the offset of Eichhornia. Eichhornia is also known as terror of Bengal. It drains oxygen from the water, which leads to death of fishes. It's interesting to know that this plant was introduced in India because of its beautiful flowers and shape of leaves. Since it can propagate vegetatively at a phenomenal rate and spread all over the water body in a short period of time, it is difficult to get rid of them. So they are responsible for death of aquatic organisms. Banana and ginger have rhizomes. Potato, the tuber, they have buds or eyes at their nodes, which germinate after getting moisture and air. In favorable condition, they form new plant. There are adventitious buds at the margin of leaves of Bryophyllum. Now, when we see the sexual reproduction in both plants and animals, the vegetative phase before flowering plant and in animals before reproductive phase, this phase is called juvenile phase. The bamboo species flowers once in a lifetime of 50 to 100 years, while Neelkuranji, the Strobilanthes kunthiana, flowers once in a 12 year. Its mass flowering transformed large tract of hilly areas in Kerala and Karnataka and Tamil Nadu into blue stretches and attracted a large number of tourists. Previously, it was flowered in the and more previous that it was the 2006. In the NEET exam of 2018, it was asked that bamboo plant flowers after 50 to 100 years, means once at their lifetime. When you see the reproductive cycles, the primates, the monkeys, apes and humans show menstrual cycle, so they are continuous breeders, means they are reproductively active throughout their reproductive phase of life cycle. While non-primates like cows, sheep, rats, deer, dogs, tiger show ostrus cycle, so they are seasonal breeders, means they reproduce in a specific season. The events in reproduction are pre-fertilization events followed by fertilization and then post-fertilization events. The pre-fertilization events involve two processes, the gametogenesis and gamete transfer. Gametogenesis, the formation of gametes. In all organisms, the gametes are haploid cells. But it is not always that these are produced by meiosis. In algae, fungi, bryophyta, which plants are previously at the haploid, they form gamete by mitosis, while other individuals which are already diploid produce meiosis. So, on the basis of morphology and physiology, the gametes are of three types. They are isogametes, when both gametes are morphologically visually similar in shape and size. When one gamete is large and one gamete is small, it is called anisogamy. And when one gamete is large and non-motile, and that is the female gamete, and male gamete is motile, it is called the oogamy. So you can say the anisogamy and oogamy are similar in the similar heading, the heterogamy. So you can see here, this is these are the isogametes of Cladophora and Alga. These are heterogametes of Alga, which is also an Alga, and these are the heterogametes of human beings. In several fungi and plants, term the homothelic and monoecious are used to denote the bisexual condition, and heterothelic and dioecious conditions are the term used to describe unisexual condition. You can see there are two types of flowers you see here. The first condition, there are two types of flowers. One is the pistillate flower, another one is the staminate flower. So you can see here that the pistillate flower is known as the female flower and the staminate flower is known as the male flower. So here male and female flowers are separate. So these flowers are called unisexual flowers. While in the other species, when a flower has both the stamens and pistil, they are called the bisexual flowers. So unisexual flowers are the present in the Cucurbita species and the bisexual flowers are present in the pea and potato, etc. There are some also conditions that in the case of plants, on the basis of presence and absence of staminate and pistillate flowers, the plants are of two types. They may be monoecious or dioecious. In Cucurbita and coconuts, both male and female flowers are present on the same plant. So they are monoecious. While in papaya and date palm, staminate flower are present on the male plant and pistillate flower are present on the female plant. So they are dioecious plant. Dioecious plants are papaya and date palm and monoecious plants are cucurbits and coconuts. Here are some questions which are asking that in a garden or in your household, that is nearby your home, that all plants of papaya not produce fruit. Why? So the answer is that the plants which have female flowers, only they can produce the fruit because they have the pistil and finally the ovary. But the male plants produce only the anthers and the pollen grains, so they cannot form the fruits. As you can be asked that in the cucurbits, that all flowers not changes into the fruits. That is the question is in the cucurbits, all flowers are not the female flowers. Flowers are the male flowers which do not change in the fruit. Now here it is, you see the two conditions. This is the slide of an alga of Chara with the sex organs. This is the globule, this is the nucleus, the sex organ. The globule is the male sex organ, nucleus are female sex organs. And they both are present on the same thallus. So this is called a homothelic condition in an alga, the Chara. And this is the plant of, this is actually the male plant of the Bryophyte marchantia. Here male plant is separate from the female plant. Female plant has the archegoniophore which contain archegonia, the female sex organ, and the male plant contain the antheridophore which has the antheridia. So these are the called heterothelic condition, like the dioecious condition. So homothelic condition is called the monoecious condition in the lower plants like fungi and algae, and in the dioecious conditions is called the heterothelic condition. When we see in the case of animals, the bisexual condition is known as the hermaphrodite. So earthworm, sponges, tapeworm, leech are typical example of bisexual animals. But cockroach is an example of unisexual species. This similar difference that the tapeworm and earthworm both are bisexual, but tapeworm show self-fertilization and the earthworm shows cross-fertilization. Gametes in all heterogametic species are of two types, male and female gametes. A haploid parent produce, as we discussed previously, the Monera, fungi and algae bryophytes by meiosis, and the pteridophyte, gymnosperm, angiosperm, the animals are diploid, so they produce gamete by meiosis. The haploid plant body produce gametes by mitosis and diploid plant body produce gametes by meiosis. In diploid organism, the specialized cells which form gametes after meiosis are called meiocyte. So there also a question arises that the ploidy of meiocyte is always 2n, means they are diploid because they are gamete mother cells and they goes to mute, additional division. Here you can see some examples of rotifers, honeybees, even some lizards and a bird, turkey. The female gamete undergo development to form a new organism without fertilization. It is called parthenogenesis. In the honeybee, the unfertilized egg directly form male offspring or drone. The gamete transfer is the second phase of pre-fertilization event. In algae, bryophyte and pteridophyta, water is the medium through which gamete transfer from one place to another. A large number of male gametes fail to reach the female gamete, so a male plant always produces more pollen grains and a male animal always produces more male gametes than the female gametes. In bisexual and self-fertilizing plants, bees, transfer of pollen grains to the stigma is relatively easy as anther to stigma are located close to each other. Pollen grains soon after they are shed come in contact with the stigma, but in the cross-pollinating plants, a specialized event called pollination facilitates transfer of pollen grains to the stigma. The fertilization is of two types, the internal fertilization or external fertilization. In many terrestrial organisms belonging to fungi, higher animals such as reptiles, birds, mammals, and majority of plants like bryophyte, pteridophyte, gymnosperm, angiosperm, syngamy means fusion of male and female gamete occurs inside the body. So this is called the internal fertilization. While in frogs and bony fishes, the fertilization of syngamy occurs in water external to the body. This is called external fertilization. And after fertilization, they form a diploid zygote. So, in all organisms, the zygote is always diploid. But it is remembered to know that in bryophyta, in fungi, also in the algae, meiosis takes place not during gamete formation. That takes place after the zygote formation. There are two types of division. You can see here the mitosis and meiosis. Mitosis is most common in the asexual reproduction and meiosis is the most common, not always the sexual reproduction. But phase of meiosis, the gamete formation in some plants and animals, and after zygote formation in some plants, the plants or animals which are diploid, they produce 4 gametes which have haploid or half the number of chromosomes than the mother cell. But algae, the bryophyta, it takes place after zygote, and the zygote after 2n condition, the diploid condition, form next thallus by spore formation. These spores are haploid. So in these plants like algae and bryophyta, only the zygote is the diploid stage which are produced after the fertilization, and all remaining stages are the haploid stage. So there, the algae, the life cycle is haplontic type of life cycle. And you can see here, the meiosis takes place after the zygote. And these phases are the post-fertilization events. Last year, this question was also put out in the NEET examination, that which events involve the post-fertilization events. Now you can see the most important phase in post-fertilization events is the embryogenesis, the formation of embryo. The animals which lay eggs are called oviparous, like reptiles and birds. They produce eggs which are covered by thick calcareous shell. To protect them in the environment. On the other hand, viviparous animals, majority of mammals include they give birth directly to the young ones. While some snakes show ovovivipary concept, which lay egg inside their body and then hatch and then give birth to the young ones. In flowering plants, the zygote is formed inside the ovule. After fertilization, the sepals and petals and stamens of the flower wither and fall off. The pistil, however, remains attached to the plant. The zygote develops into the embryo. Here you can see the zygote forms the embryo, ovule forms the seeds. You can see the ovules, and the ovary changes into the fruit, and finally you get this condition. These are ovules which are transformed into seed, and this is the ovary which form the pericarp. There are some questions on the labeling basis. The S means these are seeds which are transformed ovule, and the covered by the pericarp which are transformed from the ovule. So in the embryogeny, there are 2 steps. The first step after zygote is the cell division, and the embryo become multinucleate, and then next phase is the embryogenesis, the after cell division, the cell differentiation, when each cell get their function, means this cell form the root, this cell form the shoot, plumule and cotyledon. So you can see here, and in your body which cell form the hands, eyes, so on. It is not important. The post-fertilization events of the flower are similar in the flower. There are many variations. You can see here. These are fruits of brinjal belonging to the family of Solanaceae. The fruit show persistent calyx with fruit. Calyx don't fall off in the brinjal, tomato, the family of Solanaceae. So persistent calyx, the persistent sepals is the character of family Solanaceae. So these points were everything about your first chapter, the reproduction in organism, and you will get 100% questions from these notes in this video in your board examination and also in the NEET examination. Means one question or two questions every year are asked from these questions. So, to get latest update, please like this video, share this video, comment on this video, and subscribe this video, and you will get notification of the next lecture. Thank you.